Thanks for joining us once again here at A Taste of Mexico, part 2 of our Thanksgiving series. What do you think about our turkey?
It's great.
Gravy's looking great.
Yep.
Let's talk stuffing. We're going to do a little 2-part series here. Now this stuffing is, it's going to be a little take on our regular stuffing, a dressing, whatever you want to call it. You only get this dish once a year, so I don't want to do too many crazy Mexican type of things to it because we want those flavors of Thanksgiving. So you're still going to see the mirepoix, you're still going to see, you know, rosemary and herbs and all this kind of stuff. But we are going to add a little chili. I guarantee you that. So what we're going to start off with is we're going to take some bacon. I got 3 pieces here. I'm going to give them just a quick rough chop. And then I'm going to take another very cool seasonal ingredient pot, and that's some butternut squash. So if you want to get in that back pan, throw a little bit of olive oil in it for me, please. Okay. I'm just going to run my knife through this bacon. And we're going to caramelize all this stuff up. Now again, a lot of people will throw their stuffing inside the turkey. You know, I have no problem however you want to make it, but I love caramelization. I love that rustic look and flavor that we're going to get by doing it by itself. I'm going to throw that bacon in there. We're just going to kind of toss this up through and let it get crispy. As that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and throw in some butternut squash. Again, a very cool seasonal ingredient that we're going to do. And we're going to let that just sit here. You ever flip? Have you ever flipped before? Huh?
Flip it off the floor.
Flip too much, I'm going to get you a job at the restaurant. Great. So after about 5 or 6 minutes, we're going to get a very cool caramelization on all this great flavor, and then we're going to throw in our mirepoix. Great, so while the squash is cooking, we're going to do another part. This is basically a bread pudding we got going on. My dad has 4 cups of cream, and we infused the chipotle pepper. Beautiful pepper, has that smoky heat going on to it. It looks like the cream's infused. Did you taste that smoky heat that was going on in that cream? Go ahead and put that in that bowl we got going on over there, Pop. Yes, nice and thick, looks great. And then what we did beforehand is the butternut squash. Once we cleaned it, we have half of it going on with that bacon. The other half we actually roasted it and pureed it with a half can of condensed milk to give it a little sweetness. So go ahead and take that and put that in the cream as well.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. This is going to be very cool. And this is what we were kind of talking about, giving it that extra touch that we're going to make it our own, right?
So you pureed it?
Yeah, I pureed it. That's why it has that beautiful consistency. Butternut squash is so versatile in the kitchen. I love using it. You can do so many different things with it. Make soups out of it. We're making stuffing here. You know, the Italians will make it a filling for their raviolis. It's just an excellent ingredient. Keep on stirring that in there, Pop.
All right.
And I'm gonna watch out squash.
Really blends together good.
Yeah, it did, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? You can get a whisk on it. Try it with a whisk and really get it in there. There you go.
There it is.
This is the exact color we're looking for. Man, that looks beautiful. I'm just going to give it one more quick flip through, and I'm going to set it here on the side. We even got a little bit of bacon for this one. I'm going to add just a tad bit more olive oil, and now we're going to go in with our mirepoix. And the mirepoix, again, is carrot, celery, onion, and garlic. And this is just going to make our stuffing. I mean, this stuff is really coming together and looking beautiful. Great, so while I work on the mirepoix, go ahead and cut up our bread into about an inch cube. We bought the bread yesterday and let it dry out, so that'll, you know, it'll really help to soak up all that custard that we're going to be putting in later. Looking at all these ingredients, Pop, I don't think the baking dish I have is going to be big enough.
I think we're
going to
have
have to use that big
boat.
one over there.
Need a bigger boat. Here?
You don't mind leftovers, do you?
No, not at all.
So I got this custard going on. This is the squash with the cream and the chipotle. I'm going to add 2 eggs to it. This is going to help the custard set up once it bakes. You got to make sure that your custard's cool, because if we were to throw that egg in there when it's hot, it would already start to curdle up like a scrambled egg. Got 2 of those, and I'm just going to let that sit. Mirepoix is looking You go ahead and add a little bit of rosemary and thyme to this. How you doing on that bread over there?
Good. Halfway through.
Cool.
put these in the bottom of the pan here?
Yeah, go ahead and throw them on the bottom of that Pyrex there. Dude, are you serious right now? This is gonna be so good. I can't wait. Bob, what's your favorite part of Thanksgiving?
I think it's family.
The family, huh?
Family, yeah, gotta be.
Cool.
It's funny how you get together only a couple times a year, so it's kind of nice to see everybody.
Right. I know they really get to see grandma like twice a year, huh?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, she's usually yelling at me in both of them. My mirepoix is looking killer, so I'm gonna go ahead and just throw my squash and bacon back into the pan, and I'm just gonna mix it all together. And then once you're ready, we're gonna put this thing together, throw it in the oven, and let the magic happen.
Seconds away.
Yeah, perfect. Actually, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and throw all the rest of it. That'll be perfect, actually.
That's good?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw this hotness. Stir that for me. Watch yourself. We'll put all our ingredients into the custard. Mix that in there.
And that's cooking right now?
No, it's done cooking. But we're just gonna mix it in so it's all nice and uniform in our pan.
Okay.
Look good?
Yeah.
All right. And then let's take that. We're gonna pour it in here. Yes. Look at that color, so beautiful. And once it starts to caramelize up later on down the road, you're gonna have a beautiful orange color, perfect for Thanksgiving.
That looks great.
What do you think?
Looks great.
That's great. Kind of push this stuff down just a little bit here to make sure. I really want to make sure that the bread's nice and moist. I don't want to have any dry pieces that didn't get that custard in on it.
Right.
But man, that brown from the squashes.
It's soaking it up.
Oh man, it's gonna be killer. So I'm gonna top this with some foil, throw it at 350 degrees. Let it cook for about 35 to 40 minutes with the foil on. And then when I'm ready when we're ready to eat, pull the foil off, put it back in the oven at 350 so it caramelizes on top, gets that beautiful rusticness that we're looking for in flavor as well as in visual. Thanksgiving is coming together. I think we got a pretty good plan going on. Turkey's looking great. I'm ready to start basting. Gravy's ready. Stuffing is ready. Part 2 of our series is almost complete. That was super quick and great ingredients. So we'll see you in a few minutes once this is finished. Finally, guys, we are finally finished with this dinner, and it is looking killer. Pop's got the gravy going on. What do you think about it, Pop?
It looks really good.
What you got going on? What we ended up doing to it is straining it out. Then we put some of the pan juices from the turkey into the gravy just to give it that last kick of turkey. It is looking great. The chilies gave it a great color, don't you think?
Yeah, I think putting in those drippings from the turkey made a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's check out this turkey and see what we got going on. He keeps on telling me that it's burnt. I'm telling you, it is not. It is the perfect brownness in color. Stop worrying, Bob. This thing is looking beautiful. It is a showstopper on the table for sure. Man, I tell you what, it is so important to have one of these things, a meat thermometer, because I was able to check it and get that perfect doneness. We pulled it out at about 160 degrees.
Right.
Because basically we want the turkey to reach 165, but it's going to do that outside of the oven. Inside, the juices are running around like crazy. We're going to let those rest back up, and they're going to finish cooking off the turkey, and there will be no dryness in this bird. So what do you think? Should we carve it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's do it. So basically, pretend like we waited about a half hour to let that rest up like I was just talking about. I'm going to pull this bad boy. Oh man, this thing's hot. See if I can do it fast though. Put it right on the board here. Be careful, that's hot. And then we'll start cutting this. We take that twine that we had on there, get that off here. Easy to put on, easy to take off. I love it. Everything cooked uniform. I could smell that lemon and orange. If you remember, we put it in the cavity. Beautiful.
Yeah, I can smell it.
Very cool. Now check this out. This is something really cool to do. This is what I kind of like to do. I'm going to pull off these legs here real quick, Bob. Get in that bone there. And give it a little pressure. Try to kind of find its bone structure. And really, it just wants to pull off by itself. There it is. Look at that. Oh man.
Look at that juice.
Yeah, juice. How many times do you see juice on a turkey bird? Usually it's like dry to the bone, right? Now check this out. This is the other thing I want to do. I'm gonna grab this breast right here, and instead of just slicing it on, I'm gonna pull the whole thing off real quick. So I'm gonna find that bone. You hear that crunch?
Yeah.
Dude, that is like off the hook right now. Just kind of pull this thing off its bone. I hear our gravy yelling at us. I'm gonna pull it off. Turn the.
You can see the juice squirting out.
Here we go. Now I'm just gonna come up on this other side. It's so hot right now. It's like burning my fingers, but I'm so excited. Okay, great. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull this whole breast off. We got our one leg as well. We'll reserve the bird for seconds. And then we're gonna get some nice meaty pieces on this thing. So I'm gonna take that breast just like we have it. I'm just gonna cut it down this way instead of doing the thinner slice. You get a nice, juicy, you get a little bit of skin. It's gonna be a perfect cut. Look at that skin, I'm telling you what. How can you think that that was burnt? I almost don't want to eat it, it's so good looking, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take some of this thigh meat. This is my favorite. I'm a total dark meat guy.
Mine too.
Yeah, cut right through that. I'm just gonna kind of get into this meat here, Pop. Let's give it some quick chops in here. Throw that in the middle of the dish. Got so much juice coming out of this thing. It's looking great. Some more chops. Put that right in the middle as well. Then we'll take that breast. We'll just kind of fan it out there. Over to our liking. Doll it up with that skin. That skin is so nice. And then we'll take that drum. Boom. That's like rustic, beautiful colors there. I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of lime, or lemon juice, sorry. I'll give it a quick little squirt around here. Throw that in the middle. Little rosemary. I'm just saying, gotta have that greenness, right? And then our gravy. Beautiful consistency that we had going on. I'm gonna put a little bit in our sauce boat. If you got a kind of long table, I got two smaller ones. That way you can put one on each side of the table. Everyone's not reaching around each other. That chili, just what an accent it gave to this thing. And I'm even just gonna put a little bit on our bird here. What do you think of that?
That looks great.
Huh? You're giddy. You're giddy right now.
I played it out. I played it out.
Part one is over. We are complete. Great job. Great, so the stuffing is at its point. The color on this thing is just absolutely beautiful. That orange we had from that squash being pureed is incredible. What we did is we cooked it at 350 degrees for about 40 minutes on foil. We pulled the foil off and then cranked up the heat to 400 just so we can get some crust on this thing. And look at this. Look at that color.
That turned out nice.
Oh my goodness, that is incredible. So now we're gonna have a nice crunch as well as all the nice softness from that ready pudding. I say we plate together a nice little Thanksgiving dish. What do you think?
I think it's time.
Great, so I would do it like this. I'm gonna pull out this crazy stuff. We're gonna have a little bit of breast. And I'll even grab a little dark meat here for you. Grab some more here of this breast. There's still so much turkey left over. Again, we did a 12-pound bird.
Right.
I mean, you can easily feed 8 people. If you have 20 people, I'm telling you, buy 2 of these things. You have the extra drumsticks, you got the extra dark meat, extra breast. It looks great. Cool, so we got the turkey. I'm gonna put a little dark meat because that's my favorite as well.
Something to scoop that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks. So we'll grab some of this. I want that nice crunchy bread, and that cream sat beautifully. Let's sit that all right here in the middle. Man, that looks so good. It smells so good.
It does. Wonderful.
And we remember we had that condensed milk in that puree, so it's gonna be a little sweetness, savory. Got that bacon, that pork flavor. You can never go wrong with a little bacon. And we'll just drizzle a little bit of gravy on this. Can never have too much gravy.
I was gonna say we have to drizzle.
We'll ladle heavily. How about that? Oh man, look at that. That's killer. You got some forks or what? I mean, I'm ready to start eating. You're messing around over here. That is it. We'll definitely be making a plate for the cameraman Chris as well. Don't worry about that, Chris. Hey, I gotta say this. Happy Thanksgiving, and I tell you what, these are for sure winners in your Thanksgiving dinner this coming Thursday. If you don't try this, some of the techniques will win. You will have, turkey that's perfect, a great stuffing, something that the family will definitely talk about. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you on the next time on A Taste of Mexico.
Learned something today. Thank you.